Aye, yeah, man. Hello and welcome to the Irn-Cru podcast, a Scottish NFL podcast made in Scotland by NFL lovers. Right, here we are. It's been 151 days since Jalen Carter spat in Dak Prescott's eye. Since then, we've had 284 games in the NFL, and sad to say, there's only one left to go for this season. Super Bowl week is finally here, and I am absolutely buzzing. This podcast marks the first in a busy week for the crew. We'll be bringing you plenty of content throughout the week, but first tonight we'll be diving into all things New England Patriots, and I'm delighted to have on none other than my Pat's life mate, Scud Coggle. Scud, how you doing, mate? Are you buzzing?
I'm buzzing. Can't wait for Sunday, buddy. Can't wait.
Good. And joining us for our crew debut is Kat Tidy. Welcome to the show, Kat.
Thanks for having me.
No, thanks very much for coming on. How are you feeling? We're 5 days away before Super Bowl 60.
Do you know, I'm not nervous. I'm more excited. I think this is the first time that we can actually get proper excited. I want to see what May's got. And I'm not going to lie, it's always great being a Pats fan when they win the Super Bowl because you can just gloat. There's so many people that don't want to see it happen. So I'm excited.
I love it. Honestly, I've been on Twitter all week, just injecting it in my veins, just seeing all the excuses coming up already. It's absolutely brilliant. It doesn't stop me every single week in this podcast try to wind up every other fan base. But, it's all good. Right, before we get into all the other things and make 31 teams, other fans of other 31 teams, I get the point, haters. Let's go into the business end of things. Reminder, this Sunday, the 8th of February, Super Bowl Sunday, as we mentioned, 9 p.m, Walkabout Bar. We will be hosting a quiz. There's some great prizes there in the time to be won. Really, it's got to be a cracking occasion just to get the party started. Honestly, we are absolutely buzzing to get going. Keith is sending me some stuff to know. He's telling me for the first time. We're going to be partnered with Oddballs, so we'll have some stuff for them and some, things. I'm not entirely sure what I'll say, but cool, go Oddballs. I've got a pair. They're brilliant. There will be an online prize draw. We'll be going live tomorrow. So easy way to join. Just follow the crew, follow Oddballs, tag a pal, and then we'll be doing the draw live from Walkabout. So I'm guessing, I'm not sure what the prize is. Keith's keeping that one a secret from me, but I'm sure it's got to be cracking anyway. So definitely come in, if you're there, come and talk to us. We'll have a cracking time, a laugh. Hopefully we'll get run about some tables, be able to chat to some folk. The great thing about the NFL, you guys know, Cat's good. It's everybody's got their own wee story into it, how they became a Patriots fan or a Seahawks or whoever it is. I'm still never sure how anybody becomes a Jets fan, but there you go. But they all come in their own way. So hopefully we'll go and have a good chat about that and get to meet loads of new faces and grow this brilliant sport that we love so much. So, right, Kat, before we get started, I'm coming to you. Essentially, tell us about yourself. How did you become a Pats fan?
Well, I was originally born in London, if you can't tell the accent, but it was my dad that got me into it. He played with the Windsor Monarchs, and I was always surrounded by Pats merch, but never really paid attention to it. And then as I got older, he got me into the sport. It kind of became our bonding thing, but absolute confession here, I was one of the traitors when Gronk left. I jumped ship for a couple of years, and now I'm back.
Get it off. Right, where's this button?
Honestly, my dad is like, die hard, no, you're not invited back to the Pats lands. Absolutely not. but I went down for the Pats Jags game in London, and it was just the most bizarre thing because I mean, first of all, I was absolutely steaming, but I ended up meeting Robert Kraft, and he had not a Scooby what I was saying to him. I don't even think I knew what I was saying to him. I've just kind of like clutched onto him, like, and I was like, oh, this is going to end up being like a pat photo because I am spider monkeying this man. It's just like in his ear. So yeah, I am back with the Pats, even though I was a traitor. But Gronk was my boy, like the Gronk Brady Edelman era. I was terrified that Edelman was going to bugger off when that was all kicking off, but yeah. So when
Weren't
Gronk
we
called
all?
it a day, I've put my little tail between my legs when Gronk's left, being like, hi.
See, but again, so many people, and again, the thing about the NFL, so many people do that though. They're drawn into a player. You know, there's loads of people I'm sure did it with Brady. They became a Brady fan rather than a Pats fan, and they followed Brady about. And it's one of the things. As long as you enjoy the game, but you know, special talent like the big Gronk. You know, how could you not love him? So you know,
Exactly.
we definitely loved watching him, and that, you know, I was still rooting for him when he was with the Bucks. Until that time he played against us, didn't he? The Pats. Was he
Aye,
involved in that game, didn't he?
Aye, Gillette.
Mhm.
Although
No,
I
Cat
don't
will.
like the jerseys that like see like where they're half Pats, half Bucks. I think they're the
No.
illest looking thing. I hate it seeing them.
Unless it's their maw, don't do it. You let them away with their maw, but that's it, you know. Because the Kelsey did it, didn't she? Ma Kelsey did it where she had Jason
Aye.
on one side and Travis on the other. I'll allow that, but other than that, no, get that in the bin.
Aye.
No, but Kat, honestly, absolutely delighted to have you on the show. We were just saying kind of before, we actually met you briefly at that Patriots party down in London. The photos of Scud and I were certainly doing the rounds a bit through some of the NFL and Patriots social media. We were having an absolute whale of a time, jumping about daft and met loads of great people. It was just such a great vibe that night, the whole
Yeah.
weekend, to be honest. We went out to the first Pats game, and or not the first one. Our first one was 2012. We went
Yeah,
down against the Rams, and it was a kind of different atmosphere. And again, you can just see how much, even in that time, how much has grown, and again, just how much the Patriots sort of fandom has grown. And it's not just the UK, Scotland; it's right across Europe. You know, we met great people from Sweden. There's a big Marcus from the Swedish Patriots, the UK Patriots, and it's brilliant. It's a great vibe when you come together in a collection of your own sort of people, if you were. So, that was a fun weekend. Right, we're here to obviously talk about the big game, Super Bowl. I'm still in shock we're even talking about this. Right, the New England Patriots are the home team versus the Seattle Seahawks. Super Bowl 60, Santa Clara. It's getting played in. It's a repeat of Super Bowl 49, that infamous Malcolm Butler game, which we all remember and love so dearly as Patriots fans. Let's get back though. We get back. I don't know what it is. It must be about 400 days ago or something like that. Mayo's been sacked and is announced. Big Vrabes, Mike Vrabel, coming back to his team. Where he won obviously Super Bowls with previously. Scud, what were you thinking at the time of seeing Mike Vrabel being appointed, Josh McDaniels coming back as OC? I guess what was your hope back then?
My hope back then was to see Drake May develop under Josh McDaniels, because we know how good an OC he is, and also to maybe make the playoffs as a wildcard spot. And I'll be perfectly honest, that was my expectations at the start of the season. Turn it around, get a playoff spot, and then that's a big win, a tick for this year. Obviously, we've far exceeded that, but I said I was happy just getting in as a wild card. Never mind coming the second seed.
Well, we'll get to that point. What about yourself, Kat? Surely, did you have any hopes or aspirations before this season get started, or were you keeping them kind of low key?
You know, well, I kind of felt a wee bit bad for Mayo because I feel like he gets served a bit of a shit dinner and then papped. But with Vrabel coming in, I think there's just been so much excitement after the start. And even though it was a bit of a meh kind of beginning, it's played out a lot better than what I thought it would and what I hoped it would.
I think after Mayo, I was just like, I wanted to enjoy watching it again. For the previous couple of years, even under Bill towards the end, it was hard to watch at times. It just felt an absolute slog. You know, you could tell that I think half of the viewers in these games had already switched off, put on the red zone or something like that. But I still watched every single down, and it was tough to watch. And to be honest, I just wanted to have excitement again. Go into a game knowing that even in the fourth quarter, we could win this. And if we won, we won. We lost, we lost. But at least we've had fun doing it again and just seeing those small building blocks just starting to come back in. See these pieces come in. Because I don't know about you, Kat, but I don't get too excited, and I never used to get too excited about free agency, and I never get too excited about the draft. Because for about the last 5 years under Belichick, it was bust after bust after bust. You know, there's too many Harrys of the world or Isaiah Wynns or, you know, whoever other first round busts were all the years. Did you see early doors any of these sort of building blocks of going, actually, that's a smart piece there, or I'm liking the look of that? Obviously, with Drake May in the building, but it was really like, how do we trust Elliot Wolf to put all these pieces back round about Drake May and actually support him?
I think with me, like, I don't want to be cynical, Sally, but like even when Diggs appeared, I was like, this is going to be a load of shit. It's going to continue. Do you know what I mean? But obviously he's earned his place. But I always find it kind of difficult, and I don't know if it's just not to be too much of a girl, but my trust in men. I either think they're going to be great and they turn it to be shit, or vice versa.
Or do you think they're going to be shit and they stay shit? Aye. No, but even like you mentioned Diggs there, right? You're exactly right though, because look at the hassle went through. We thought we were getting Calvin Ridley at one point. He chose to go other places. Chris Godwin was going other places. You know, our search for wide receiver one scud had just seemed to end or just go for years. Actually, but we couldn't draft them. We couldn't. Nobody wanted to come to us towards the end of obviously Brady's. Well, after Brady left, you know, Mac Jones and Cam Newton and Bailey Zappi and the likes, you know, or you know, we couldn't get him to here, and then we get, like you say, Stephon Diggs appears, and it's a bit underwhelming. You're thinking you've got this 32-year-old coming off an ACL injury. Can he still do it anymore? And what a surprise that's been, Scudder.
No, it's been brilliant. As I say, I was a bit yourself, Kat. I was a bit underwhelmed by the signing, but when he's proved solid for him, he's been good for the rest of the wide receiver core, and he's been good for Drake May. And then you've also got Booty, who's come on leaps and bounds this year, and you can't tell me that's probably not been Diggs helping him as well. He's been a good fit for the full culture, if you ask me.
Well, I think he's been that leader we've sort of missed since Matt Slater left. You know, so you know, how do we feel about going to the Superbowl? That again, you know. Instead, we've got Stephon Diggs in the middle again as, you know, we all we got, we all we need motto, which is absolutely brilliant. Like, I'm buying it in that big time. But I can't believe you mentioned too. Right, we'll come back to Booty actually, because I love that lad. He's such an underrated player. To get him in the 6th round was an absolute steal. But I think, again, it's maybe more of this is me getting off tangents and stuff like that, but the culture that's getting built, though, you've got that leadership from Diggs, and then you've got the head case of Matt Collins in there, walking about in his bare feet and his mad hair and his bottles in his finger. It's just, it's hard not to actually fall in love with this team. But even if they lose, I'm kind of like, what a ride it's been, because you just feel you're kind of on board with these players. And so, again, Kat, I don't know if I've even got a question for you there, but I don't know how much tell me how much you love this team. Go.
You know, like, I think for me, I was missing when we had. I know I've already touched on it. It's my favourite thing about the Pats dynasty was Brady, Gronk, and Edelman. That trio, the little Powerpuff Girls, they, even if it was a game that we lost, it was, as you say, still fun to watch. And Brady's doesn't really have much of a sense of humour and comes across like a little bit boring, but they lifted him up and they just knew exactly what each other was doing. we've missed that for so long. So I feel like now we're starting to gel again. We're starting to build these relationships, and this is what's making it exciting to watch again.
I think we need to be careful saying not for so long because there's franchises that would kill us to get it this quickly.
I know.
I sent out that meme to you. I don't know if you'd seen it, Kat, but it was online. It was like the wee old woman for the end of the Titanic. And it's been like she's lying down it's been 7 years. Such a spoiled franchise, but give it to me, you know. I as I say, I love it. But I guess, as I say, obviously get back to the draft. I can't remember a draft where we seem to have hit in so many players. They just seem to have just slotted in an absolute hand in a glove. Will Campbell, Gerard Wilson, Trevian Henderson, who am I missing here? Craig Woodson, Kyle Williams, Andy Borregales. Oh, the Patriots world there's got to shoot me for the long slapper. Long slapper? Jesus. Hey, look, that's what they said in the toilet war about him. The long snapper. But it just seemed to be every single one hit. And, you know, undrafted free agents as well. Efton Chisholm, the third. Can't forget the third, you know.
I love that.
Elijah Ponders making plays. What a draft that has been. And they've just been such a mainstay of this team. It feels they've really actually dragged us across the line, or hopefully across the line a bit. Who's been the kind of key draft pick for you, Kat? What one's really stood out?
Again, I'll just die on the hill with wee Dixie.
Oh no, I was going to draft, sorry. What about draft? Big Country, 66. Big Willie Campbell.
No, I'm brain farting.
We'll go with Big Willie Campbell, right? No. What about you, Scuddy?
I'll probably say Henderson for the explosive plays that he brings to the table. Stevenson, I thought he was going to get chucked after the first couple of games, but he's proved solid thereafter. But the big plays when Stevenson was out, Henderson's done brilliant. He's maybe not as good in between the tackles, but when you get him in open space, he just goes. Literally, can't catch him.
An absolute dynamic player when he gets going. Fortunately, we'll maybe come out of this when we actually talk about the game, but just need to see a wee bit more from the playoff matches. I find just, you know, just missing that wee extra step, just hesitating maybe a wee bit too much, no reading his lanes right. Sorry, I'm kind of partially distracted here because when we were talking about what was our hopes and dreams and kind of getting into this season, I found my schedule and I decided to do a prediction. Can you see what it says in the bottom there? 10-7. Wasn't too bad going for the start of the season. So that's even before the first snap, even before, since I had us done, is beaten the Las Vegas Raiders in the opening game of the season. That didn't go to plan. So before the hand, I was like, you know, that schedule, the way things are going, kind of Vrabel in, you know, having that, you know, just it felt like an adult back in charge again. I was hopeful we would be a wild card playoff spot. That's what I thought it was. Then week 1 happened and the Raiders came into Gillette and smacked us about. Scud, what were you thinking at that point?
Oh, fuck.
Well, that's fair, actually. That's eloquently put as well.
No, I was thinking here, you've seen some signs, so I wasn't overly disheartened, but it was more of just thinking it was going to be a longer season, I thought, because similar to yourself, I thought that was going to be a win. But to see that and then to the way we lost, I was a bit disheartened. But you've seen some signs of the team in Vrabel and what Vrabel was trying to install in the team from that early on. So wasn't panic buttons at that point, but over the first couple, it wasn't looking as good as what we went in that. Was it a nine game unbeaten run or something?
Yes. You've put me in my spot. What about you, Kat? Did you watch that game full of hope just for it to be like, oh, here we go, new boss, same as old boss sort of thing?
I kind of thought it was still going to be on the shit run, to be honest, because I thought that everybody was going to need their time to kind of settle in, build up those relationships and partnerships and things. So I kind of thought this game's just going to be a fart in the wind. Let's see what happens. Oh, great, we started with a loss. Here we fucking go.
Yeah, aye. I think I was trying to have a look through this for this kind of segment, and I was trying to flick back actually our old messages to each other, and I was sort of like, just like fuck's sake, like here we go again. Like we look scared out there. We don't look. We were hesitant. We didn't look explosive. I remember thinking, it was a lot of just check downs and slants and screens and, just laying things off. And it was just like, why are we not going over the top? It looked like as soon as we went behind, we had absolutely no chance of getting back into this game. I thought that reminded me of our season under Mayo, where we were not explosive in the slightest. It didn't look like we could go over the top of a team. It looked like everyone was just trying underneath, just get a few yards, and ultimately left us in third and long, in which punt, or turnover, whatever it might be. And I thought, here we go again. We're in for another season of the exact same. And then the win started, and I don't know about you, but after we beat Miami in Miami, I think it was, or was it in Gillette? Sorry,
no, it was Miami.
Yeah, and then we had the Steelers, and the Steelers at that game, I'm like, we were the better team, but this is when fumbles showed up. Mondre Stevenson, we had the entire Pats Nation want to kick him at the curb. He's no use. Fumbles all over the place. Again, at that point, Kat, is there any hope there for you, or were you like, again, same old?
Do you know, no, I was starting to get a little tingle of hope because it wasn't an absolute scalping that was happening. It was never too far out of reach. It started feeling just as if like everything was starting to warm up. So even though like the win never really took place there, it was still a bit more positive than the start.
So when was your like, oh yeah, bastard, we're actually a decent team here moment, and when you actually dared to dream?
So I've got it in front of me. I put the fucking Panthers game.
Oh, nice, like it.
Because that was just, I mean, and no offense to Panthers fans, but they're not a team that I always get excited by or to watch or feel fearful playing against. But with just how the season was kind of playing out at the start, it was like, right, this is either going to go really good in our favour or we're just going to be absolutely diabolical here. But with that final score, I was like, we're actually on to something.
Yeah, it was great when it's good just to see.
Sorry,
it was it's good in that Panthers game. It was great to see us actually like put a team to the sword. Put our foot in their throat and don't let go in it.
Yeah, it was good because so many times we've seen it where we've let you go so far in front, then we let people back into it, and it made it for a squeaky bum time at the end of it. But it was good, just as you said, put them to the throat, kneel on their throat and take the win easily. It was quite good to see that.
And was that, what about you? Did you have a similar kind of eureka moment, or was it?
Probably, it's the surprise to me, and probably when I started to say the better than I probably think, was the Bills away. Coming out that game.
That came the game after, wasn't it? Because we'd beat the Panthers, went 2-2, and then we were on the road to Buffalo. Because I was fortunate enough to be in Gillette Stadium for the Panthers game. 30-degree heat, belting time over there, had an absolute ball. And then I remember on the bus on the way back, Biff, the tailgating crowd, pals over there, sitting in the back, kind of going, you know what? We'll probably lose next week to the Bills, right? That's given. No many people go up to Orchard Park and win. So, right, we'll take that lose. But this run we're going on here, you can see us putting maybe 3-4 wins together. I think we were going like Browns and the Falcons, and, we're like, that they're beatable. We play like we just did there. The fact we actually got to bench Drake May, get into the fourth quarter and stuff like that. It's been a while since we've seen that. We can go on a run here. And I think I was the exact same as you, Kat. I think that Panthers game was just the one for me. I was like, actually quietly confident here. And then I think the icing on top of the Christmas tree. I don't know why I said that. Really was the Bills game. We're like, okay, we're back. We can compete here. And that's when you start to dare to dream, and people are like, okay, I still think they're going to drop off. They'll still lose. It seemed to be every week, they're going up against another top 5 defence, whether it was the Browns and Myles Garrett. That's a big test for them. They just seemed to just believe in themselves, this team, and really just built up as they went across. And before we know it was just almost going in. And I don't know about you guys, I don't know about you, Kat, but have you bought into this sort of like Warriors, the world against us mentality that the Pats have? I'm a sucker for Twitter and social media, and you can just see all the other fan bases and all the talking heads out there go, schedule, Pats are no good, this is the week they become undone. Were you buying into that? Actually, no, we stick together, we know we can win this.
I think, they always get a bad time. It doesn't matter really who even is in the team or who's coaching it. There's always going to be that mask that's like, can I stand the Pats, don't want to see them win. They're not even looking at the dynamic of the teams. Any of the players are just, they don't want to see them do well. In a way, I kind of like it. I explain to people, the Patriots are like Katie Hopkins. You either vibe her and I think she's hilarious, or can I stand anything that she's saying, even if what she says is right from time to time. Do you know what I mean? So I think they get a hard time, but to me, it adds to the excitement of when they do secure the win.
Yeah. Scud, what's been your favourite point of the season so far, right? And we'll take it, just even get to the Super Bowl, but I mean an actual on-field play, decision, celebration. What's the one part you'll think when you look back on this 2025 season where you go, actually, that was awesome?
Fuck,
sorry, I'm putting you in the spot here. I know.
My memory going far, and I'll just touch on one of the plays for the playoffs. What I thought was one of the best ones was the pass with Drake May in that snow game to Booty in that one-handed catch. To me, that just epitomises. I couldn't tell you a time how long ago since we've seen a catch like that in a Patriots jersey, and having a quarterback as clutch with the balls to throw it there, and for him to make that catch was unbelievable.
Edelman's catch at the Falcons Super Bowl, the ultimate one.
Yeah, the ultimate. And others. See, that's the thing. Like, you get back through the dynasty, and we really were absolutely spoiled. You get back to Randy Moss, Moss and folk left, right, and center. Even I was thinking about again, I'm going off a tangent here, sorry, but the other day when we had Antonio Brown and Josh Gordon and Edelman, and it's like, my God, we were actually stacked that year, and then it lasted about 2 games before Antonio Brown did Antonio Brown things, and then Josh Gordon ultimately did
suspended.
Like to doobie too much, so it's the way it goes sometimes. I forget where I was at. No, sorry. Did Ash already, Kat? What was yours?
Mine was the exact same thing. Watching May just the entire game of that, playing in the elements and doing first downs and touchdowns. Absolutely outstanding. That was the highlight for me.
I think I'm always going to think back for 2. I'm going to go with 2 if I'm allowed. One was Antonio Gibson's punt or kickoff return touchdown against Miami, I think it was.
Just after
they'd just done it to us with a punt return, and Vrabes running down the sideline with him, just absolutely going toe-to-toe. It was brilliant to see. And I think, because that obviously came on earlier in the season, I think that was like the second game of the season that happened. And I think for then you could just see, like, okay, I understand what Vrabel is bringing to this team. He's bringing that cohesion. He's bringing the, he's a proper players coach, and you could see him just absolutely run every kind of inch, play every single down with this team. Another one for me was Drake May against the Bills. Bit of a broken play, rolls out to his right, makes that unbelievable throw down the sideline to Diggs. It was just unreal. And it's like, that was the moment I'm like, oh, okay, this boy is. We always knew he had the potential, but that was him delivering it, and it was brilliant to see. Right, so just quickly then on this one, and right, you're not allowed to say Drake May. Who's been your MVP for the Pats this year? Cat.
Gonzalez.
Gonzo.
Mm-hmm.
Love it. Absolutely love
That's
it.
just like a mic drop. They don't even need
to be honest, I was going to say, you want to elaborate, but there's no need, is there? You just know why. He's just an absolute stud.
Yep. The little explosive, little dynamite, just absolutely. I don't want to use the word outstanding because I know people will probably come for me, but personally, he's my guy.
Yeah, we really missed him that first, was it 3 weeks of the season? And again, and then he come back and what he's lost, been a one defeat to the Bills, and that's it this year. Scuddy, I'm coming to you. I saw your wee brain ticking away there. I could see the wee eyeballs running a bit.
I thought you heard the noise.
Have you got who's been your MVP?
I don't know. You've took away the obvious one, but I'll go the other side of the ball, and I'll say after the start he had, I think Ramondre Stevenson's been solid and crucial down the straight and into the playoffs. So I'll give him his props there. There's others he could have went for, but I think what he's done since the start he had, and as you mentioned, the Steelers game, how many people were wanting him gone and not to touch the ball again, to what he's done, I thought was been outstanding.
No, agreed. I'm going to give a big special mention to big Milton Williams. Worth every single penny we paid that man. An absolute unit. Wrecking machine, him and Barmore together, superb. Right, let's look forward then, because there's a wee matter of a Super Bowl to be played this Sunday. And it's just, again, I just can't help but smell when we talk about it, because again, knowing how well as the streams, we thought, we all kind of said we'd kind of hope for clinching a playoff spot. We all thought we'd maybe just be a wee bit more entertaining to watch, but here we are. One by one, we just went through those playoffs, wild card, step them aside, and here we are now in the Super Bowl. I've been fortunate enough as a Pats fan now, this is my 9th Super Bowl, I think it is, that I have had the pleasure of watching. I'm trying to think back. Yes, it is. And I don't remember feeling this way getting into a Super Bowl, where I'm excited. I'm not nervous. I used to be riddled with anxiety getting this, because the pressure, the expectation was to win. We must win. It's a failed season if you don't win. But this one still feels like we're playing like house money. Don't get me wrong, I want to win, and I know come Sunday I'll be shitting bricks big time. But how are you feeling actually about getting into this, Cat? Like, are you feeling the same, or is it just me? Am I being the weirdo here?
No, I'm really excited. I'm a little bit antsy about the Seahawks defense, but I feel like with the Pats, especially after the Broncos game, you can see the hunger in their eyes for this. And with May's age, he's young, he's excited, he's coming into this, rolling off of playing in the elements. I think between that and also with Vrabel's making this enjoyable for them as well. He smiles at the sideline. We didn't have that before with Belichick, do you know what I mean? So like we've got positive mindset, and I just feel we've not had a chance to see the dynamic of this team in the Super Bowl yet, and I think that this is just going to add to the magic of it. So I think we're going to do it.
That's what we'll get to that bit. Right? No spoilers, come on.
I'm excited.
Usually Scud's a premature one. God. Sorry, Scud, I couldn't resist. Right. So I'm just having a look here. Right, the spread right now is we are 4.5 point underdogs. How do we win this game, Scud? How do we go up against, like Cat's just said there, like that Seattle defense? Where do we win this?
We need to be better on offense than we have been in the postseason and more consistent with it. And we also need our defense to play as stout as it has for the postseason as well. Gonzalez, Cat, your man, will need to, no doubt he'll probably track and Jigba about. So he's going to need a good game. But all in all, they like to run the ball. We've got one of the best run defenses in football. So it's going to be strength versus strength, so it'll be interesting to see how it comes. But I think I won't get into what I think is going to happen in the result, but I do think our defence against their offence is going to be key. I think we'll enough. Josh McDaniels will enough to go against their defence, but it's whether what we can do to stand up to. If we make them take away the run and make Sam Darnold beat us, that's how I think we win.
Yeah, I guess Darnold's the man at the minute. The now, obviously, he's got a hell of a record against the Patriots. I think was he about 0-6 or something like that. He's yet to win. He's also famous for seeing ghosts against us. Is that where we win this game? Is it try and make him as uncomfortable as possible?
I think so. But again, I feel like we've got quite a weird little curse in the Super Bowl where, well, first of all, we seem to love getting a sack now and again. So if that doesn't happen a lot in this one, then that'd be great. But I've just had a total blank. Sorry, I get a weird LinkedIn notification. I've lost my train of thought. Come back to me.
No, that's fine. Because as I say, I look at this game and you see absolute solid defence. I think we've got opportunities there through tight ends. I see this defence, although they're good, they are giving up a lot of yards to tight ends. This could be a big game for not only Hunter Henry but Austin Hooper as well. But I think, as much as I think Sam Darnold has had a great season, he had a great season last year, you've seen how it ended for him in Minnesota. Obviously, he was dealing with a very banged up O-line, but if you can get under his skin, if you can start make him doubting himself. Now, we heard that after the Chargers game, for example, their offense had absolutely no idea what look we were giving them. They had no idea what coverage we were in. We were bamboozling them. It was actually giving me flashbacks to Super Bowl 53 against the Rams. Sean McVay came out saying the exact same thing. They had no idea. They were switching up the plays. As soon as the 15 seconds or whatever it is was over on their headset, okay, they changed. They left their quarterback at an island. So for me, I'm looking at this and going, Sam Darnold, make him see ghosts again. Get after him. Get Williams. Get Barmore. Get everybody in his grill. Show some of these chase on blitzes. Get Marcus Jones or Gonzo coming off the corner blitz as well. Just go absolutely after them and see what we can actually throw at them. Because to me, that's the weak point. That's the unknown. You're not looking at Darnold right now and saying that is an elite quarterback. You're still saying question mark. He can do it, but can he do it in the biggest of stages? Can he do it in prime time? Can he? So that's my sort of contention there. Any other thoughts about how we beat the Seahawks, Cat? Sorry, now that your LinkedIn notifications have died in.
I know, honest to God. Right between us. I think you've kind of covered it. I do think that he is going to crumble. I think he's just not going to be able to perform well under that pressure. And as I said, I think with our motivation and drive, it's just going to absolutely scare the shite out of him. I think the Seahawks as a team are good, and I do feel like they have deserved the place in the Super Bowl, but I think it's going to be him that absolutely ruins it for them.
Ideal. Now, Scud, sorry, I know you're playing with Nessie there. You know,
sorry.
Oh, tension's back in the room, please, mate. I'm like kidding, pal. We'll leave the Seahawks right to Keith and the show that he's got coming up. Boo and hiss to them. So let's predominantly look at it from our perspective, the Pats tinted glasses, which I'm accused of every week of being, and I don't deny it. Who is going to be our offensive X factor in this game? Who do you think is the one player that is going to go out there and win it for us? And is it somebody random? Like, it's dead easy to say Diggs or something like that, but if you get like a Kyle Williams up your sleeve, who do you actually think can go there and make the big play?
Who's that to?
You, Scud.
Not
Sorry,
me,
I
'cause
forgot
I'm
to that.
I would love it to be somebody like Chisholm that comes out and gets a game-winning touchdown or something like that in a random play.
I'll be surprised he's inactive, mate, to be honest.
You need to give him a shout. No, well, yeah, that's what I want. Then you say I'm not allowed it.
Look, I'm just saying. I'm just saying that usually when our wide receivers are healthy, he's usually the healthy scratch getting into it. So we'll see. Never know. He might be
Scratch. All right.
I think it would weirdly
if you
irritate me
take
if
away
it was
that,
something random.
It would irritate you. Did you say?
I want Diggs to have his moment. I want it to be like the ones that have been showing up. See if like.
So you don't want like Malcolm Butler to caught back up again and make a name for himself?
I mean, I'm obviously not going to flinch, but my woman Huff would come out. I'd be like, oh, for God's sake, typical. Now you show up.
Who's he?
But I think I would like Big Matt Collins to get it if there was somebody with their useful dig, because I think what he's brought to that offense is you can see how much better we are when he's there. For what it provides in the pass defense for getting the runs going and stuff like that has been really good. So I would like him. I've fully bought into him. All these weird antics you said earlier on, coming in with no shoes and weird hairdos and all that. I love every minute of him.
And what about the defensive side of the ball? Who do you think are playmakers there? Is there a again, if you get a more unknown potential playmaker there, or do you think our stars will, the cream will rise to the top? Kat, sorry, I'm rubbish at this.
You know my answer at this. I
still got Gonzo.
I honestly, I just think this is going to be his moment. Like, he's had great moments throughout this entire season so far, but I think this is going to be it. This is going to solidify him. It's going to put him on the map more, and it's also going to make people take the team more serious with him being there. So,
Scud?
I'll go with Big Ellis with a sack to end the game.
Nice shout. I like it.
I've really liked how hard he plays and how hard he hits. It's brilliant.
Because we get him, was it for the Eagles? Did we pick him up from? Aye. No, he's a very underrated season so far. Because I was going to go with Corey Durden, actually. Again, just another one that's kind of one of these pickups. I've been really impressed with the pressure he's been able to get. Particularly, as I say, we've already spoke about Barmore and Williams and Harold Landry, what they bring to the team. Robert Spillane's obviously done an amazing season. Chase On, like I said, he's playing like the first round pick that he was, finally, I guess. And that's what happens when you go to the Jags or whoever it is he ended up with. But I'm sorry. I keep on slagging off every other team, don't I? We're trying to grow this podcast and half the folk are like, dick. Keep on slagging our teams. Apologies. I'll try a bit more. No, actually, no. This is your Patriots one, right? We can be dicks. We'll be massholes all we like. This is why he's haters.
This is what we get accused of all the time, so just roll with it.
Exactly. Might as well live up to it. Is there... Okay, right. Well, let's touch on it then. Who are you worried about then in the Seahawks? We'll leave, as I say, Keith to do the deep dive. But is there a player in particular that you're fearing for, either offensive or defensive? Scud, I'll go at you first. I'll week at some thinking times. Because I know I'm just throwing these curveballs now.
I'll go with the easiest one would be Njigba. He's their biggest threat. His playmaking ability, he's been a true number one. This has been his breakout year. Been away from, what's the big man's name?
DK Metcalf.
Aye, Metcalf away. He's now stepped out of his shadow, big shadow it was, but he's turned into a true number one wide receiver this year, which been really nice to watch. Just don't want to watch it on Sunday.
So, would you, like you said earlier, do you just put Gonzo on him? Shadow?
Yeah, aye. But make him, if he's got to beat you, make him beat our best.
We've not seen too much from that, I would say, from Gonzo so far this year. Like he's pretty much just played a lot of zone, playing his side. But would you just have him following Smith?
I don't think we've not come across as much a number one wide receiver as Njigba, in my opinion. Even when you play the Bills, they've not really got a true standout number one. So you don't
Drake
want
London gave us a fairly hard time, didn't he? With the Falcons.
Falcons, aye, true. But there's not been too many, so that's, to me, I think that's why they'll have a game plan and what they want to play, and I trust in what they're going to come up with as a coaching staff.
Kat, is there any disagreement there, or do you think he's the one to watch?
No,
How are you?
that was my thoughts crashing. No, I completely agree. And especially because it's going to be my man to fix it. So, yeah.
Yeah, for me, I'm kind of looking at defence. You know, I'm kind of Devin Witherspoon is obviously an outstanding corner. Ernest Jones, linebacker. I'm just kind of looking at some of the stats they've got there now. They've got a lot of playmakers right across. It's actually hard to look at that team and you kind of go, you know what? Where's the weaknesses? They don't have too many of them. They're a pretty solid and well-rounded team. I was going to say, man, McDaniel. Oh, Jesus. McDonald's feel like at them sort of, you know, absolutely firing all cylinders. Oh, shit. Hold on. Oh, hold on. I can hear bloody Stephen A. Smith coming through my headphones there. That's not something you want. That's as bad as your LinkedIn notification coming. Or worse, I might say. So, how does this game play out then? We have the pain of several Super Bowls going down to. Do you have any fears, Kat, about this Super Bowl? Any plays happening? Another helmet catch, another Mario Manningham, another chaos catch, another Philly illegal formation play. Is that how is this game going to play out? Is it going to be another one we're going to be sitting, you know, hiding behind our fingers and biting our nails and hiding behind couches, or do you think this will be a bit more comfortable?
Do you know, even if it's a slow start or if it's a shit start, the one thing that I always hold on to is, and I know it's different teammates now, but is the Patriots Falcons Super Bowl. I thought we were absolutely hooked at that one, and look at the turnaround we got from that. So I think I'm not going to let myself get nervous. I'm just going to hold on to hope.
Scud and I don't talk about that. As it gets brought up quite often in the podcast, we took the Huff somewhere to about half time. We were in Glasgow watching it. We were in the record factory at the bottom of Byers Road, and it was just full of arseholes, you know, just getting at the big one. And it's like, Scud, do I just go? So I was staying at his. We headed off back in. We were kind of watching it. I was watching right into the fourth quarter, and I was just like, we scored the touchdown, missed the extra point, I think it was, failed onside kick, and blah blah blah. But ended up, but yeah, not our finest minute. So I
woke up with Danny at 6:30 going, Scud, we won! We ran down the stairs like it was Christmas morning to watch it.
Oh no, it's not our finest moment. Was it Scudbook? No. So we try not to bring that one up. But what lesson have we learned from this one, Scud?
To always watch to the end.
Indeed, we don't give up. But what about you, Scud? Do you think we're going to be? Do you remember 11 years ago? And again, we were on the Record Factory in Byers Road in Glasgow. We were watching Super Bowl 49. Do you remember what that afternoon was, or that evening was like?
I thought I was going to pass out several times. The nerves, as you say, your arse was making buttons. It was no nice, but it was good. The euphoria after it, once we got the Malcolm Butler play, it was fantastic. It was unbelievable. I've not actually felt, that's probably my best feeling from watching win the Super Bowl, to be perfectly honest with you. How hard that was and how hard fought it was.
It was my favourite Super Bowl to watch at the mall. So, you know, I think it was just two of the best teams going toe to toe, just trading blows, come right down to the final play. Unfortunately, I think we're going to be in for another one of these nervy nights. The Patriots just don't. Okay, other than if we go modern era, if we don't go back to the 96 or 85 Super Bowls, you know, we're usually keep them close. They usually come down to the final play in the third quarter. Although we were fortunate enough in Super Bowl 53 against the Rams, it was a wee bit more comfortable in that one. We'd take that all day. How do you see this game going? Do you see it like the over-under? I was actually trying to just figure that out there until Stephen A. Smith started blethering my ear on the website I was on. Did you see this being defences on top, or do you think there's actually got a high scoring? Because we did see the Seattle team just put up 40-odd points in the 49ers. Okay, it was the reserve team for the 49ers at this point, given how beat up and injured they were. Scud, is this got to be scoring or has it got to be defences on top?
I would probably go the side of defences the way our full playoffs have went, to be honest with you. If we keep them down and just get enough to win. But I would like to be wrong. I'd love to see Jake May go out and ball out and show the world what he's got, get that deep ball go well. But I do think it's going to come down to defences, and that's how we win it. And that's what I said: make them pass the ball, and then that's where hopefully we win the game there.
What about you, Kat? You agree with that, Kat? Like, do you see this being a sort of nervy, touchy-feely sort of game to start with? The fact that, you know, these teams aren't really well-established Super Bowl teams, if the squads of players, I mean. Do you see them with nerves kicking in to start with and maybe settling down into the second half?
Yeah, I think they'll probably shite themselves at the start. Fair enough. Do you know what I mean? Just a wee bit nervous. I mean, I would love it if they gave the Seahawks an absolute scalping, but I completely agree. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game, but yeah, that's my take on it. Nervous, and then we'll take the win.
Do you have any bold predictions for it? And my bold prediction for this game is that there's going to be at least. I was going to go for 2 special teams touchdowns. So I'm kind of just putting the vibe out there that Marcus Jones has got to step up like an absolute animal and take it to the house again. And I'm going to go ape shit when he does it. Because, again, Scud and I were fortunate enough to see him take a punt return to the house against the Jets a couple of years ago, Mac Jones. And then against Carolina, he did it again. So I'm just willing this one into existence. It's my man.
So what we need, do you go to the Super Bowl?
Mate, if you want to pay my ticket and flights, you go for it, I'll be there. My bag's packed, ready to go. I'll just need to take my oddballs with me, and that's me. I'm sorted. Well, go on. Do you have a wild prediction? Anything? Player getting ejected from the? So I was going to say something else there. Getting ejected from the game, or is there anything going to weird and wonderful? Any bold predictions, Scud?
You really should give me some heads up before this.
I know, but I like what comes into my head.
A pick 6. I don't know. That's not a bold prediction. That's what I'm hoping happens.
Well,
I don't think anything too bold. Plus, I also don't want to jinx it.
Grant's just sent us through. Seahawks win if they run it from the 1 this time.
They need to get to the 1 first.
That's too bold. Actually, do you think that happens? Do you think we see another form of the Philly, the helmet catch, another special play? But do you think it is the Seahawks this time, Kat, that have, do you think they've, who's it, Kubiak, their offensive coordinator, has went in his bag of tricks and has got a special play already looked at from the 1 yard line where they actually throw it this time and actually convert?
No, I think they're going to be a little bit cocky, to be honest. And also, Grant stays like 2 seconds to me, so egg his windies if it's him.
Grant helped. That's fair enough. Right. So before we kind of we'll start ramming this up, I guess we've got to go for it. I want a prediction. I want a score line prediction from you. I don't know if you've thought this one through, been out with your calculator, did the maths, Scud, checked it twice.
I'm not good with maths, mate.
What's your prediction? What's your score?
23-21 Patriots.
23-21. And Super Bowl MVP?
Mac Jones. Mac Jones.
Mac Jones.
Good.
I'm away. I know we said to see ghosts, but Jesus.
He's not.
No, where's number 10?
Yes, to me.
Jake May. Sorry.
May MVP. 23-21, you said?
Yep.
Kat?
I've put 16-10 to the Pats, but I definitely agree that it should be May. His season, the way that this has played out, absolutely phenomenal. And even if we don't get the win, the amount of respect that guy deserves for how he's pulled through.
For me, I'm kind of thinking like, you know what, I would honestly love to happen, and I don't mean this in a kind of evil sort of way. I would love like an injury to Darnold to start with, and then maybe like Kenneth Walker, and the Pats steamroll them, absolutely let them, and then we get 6 months or 8 months, whatever it is, of other fan bases to say, "Oh, you didn't beat them. It was the schedule. Use flipped it," just to really stir the pot a wee bit. But no, I don't want. I just think it'd be funny. But I don't. I wouldn't want to. Obviously, I wouldn't like him to get injured. But for me, I'm going to go 27, 24. I'm going with an Andy Borregalis walk-off field goal for the win. I'm putting it in the rookies' big toe. We're going back to the early 2000s. Savannah, Adam Vinatieri doing the exact same thing. We're about to see a mirror image of what happened against that Rams, because it's kind of the flashbacks of that, the Rams' great show and turf.
Do you remember what you were saying when his first game against the thingy? Get him to fuck.
Because do you know what? Actually, I looked this up. Well, it's amazing just how quickly are we to kind of rule out rookies and kind of rule out. I had a look here over the past. So if we go back to the Rams, so it was at the 2021 season, Super Bowl 36. The Patriots were massive underdogs, but won. We were favoured by 7 against the Panthers and won, and we were favoured by 7 against the Philadelphia Eagles and won. We were heavy favourites against the Giants, lost. Slight underdogs against the Giants, lost. We were underdogs against Seattle Seahawks in 39. We were underdogs by 3 against the Falcons in 51. We were underdogs against the Eagles. We were underdogs, and we lost that one. And we were underdogs against the Rams again in 53. Kind of look at it as like we kind of always seem to be underdogs in this as we go. It doesn't seem to faze me. I'm kind of happy, I think, to be an underdog rather than the expectation of winning. So that's why I'm going to go down. I'm just kind of seeing the similarities back to the early, 2000s teams, the Belichick, early Brady, where it was the defenses on top. Obviously, had a great quarterback, or the best ever to do it. But at the time, he was still relatively young, still, a bit of nerves in there. But it was the old heads in the defence that really dragged them through. And then Adam Vinatieri with the walk-off field goal. So that's what I'm going for. I'm going to go history repeats itself with that one. So, final question I've kind of got for you is, Kat, just what would it mean to you as a Pats fan? Or did you want Scud to go? Scud, do you get up your sleeve?
No, didn't hear the question there.
What would winning the Super Bowl mean to you?
It's absolutely. It probably surpassed the best win that I've seen in the Super Bowl from us. No matter how we got it, just from how we expected nothing this year. I said I was happy for getting through wild card and getting put out, and that would be progress for us. So to get the win would be the big W, would be tremendous. I would be ecstatic, and you'll see that if it comes true.
I can't wait to see your tap off, lifting people, shots, 4 a.m. shots.
And that's only at 11 o'clock.
See, you're really selling it every day. Come to walk a bit. Come and see Scud. It's that attraction. What about yourself, Kat? What would it mean to you to win the Super Bowl?
It would mean, like, not only would I get to be a smug wee bitch again when people say they hate the Pats, but I think it would just be an amazing win for them, because they'll just become so much more established and people will start taking the Pats seriously again.
Yeah, it really would. I think this would be really up there with one of the most special Super Bowl wins of the whole dynasty, and maybe this is the third dynasty. Hopefully we never know when we begin into, but if we're actually able to go and win this, I just think it'd be unbelievable. Just where we're at, the expectations off the back of 2 4-13 seasons, what Vrabel can do, a second-year, 23-year-old quarterback in his first year, being the first head coach to win the Super Bowl as both player and head coach with the same franchise. I just think it's got everything just lined up. I think there's a special kind of impetus with the fact that, you know, the Hall of Fame have passed over Belichick and Kraft in the same year. You know, it just seems like, I don't know, the league's against us. You know, everybody's want to see us lose and fail, and I just think this one would be extra special if we can kind of get this one over the line. And I am absolutely buzzing for it. I've been trying to kind of keep the down low because I'm busy at work and I'm trying to like just go away, but every now and again just kind of like, can't wait now, can't wait. And I'm just worried now about sleep because I know fine well I've been sleeping terribly now because I have been thinking about this game and it keeps me up and just can't wait. So, but to be honest, I think we've done enough talking about it right now. It's just already Drake May, Big Mike Vrabel, the rest of the guys. Let's get this one over the line. Right. So yes, that's our all things Patriots. I think we've said come on out to play. I should have had more bottles with me. Say the crew, we've got quite a few things on this week. Hopefully, I'll be back later on in the week. Some special guests we'll try to get on board. Hopefully, catch up from some Seahawks and Patriots media people stateside for some interviews this week. We'll definitely have Keith back on during this week to give us all things Seahawks related. It still seems pointless now, doesn't it? You know, we basically just talked it up a Pats win, and we know that that's not any. But you know, they'll do their part anyway. We'll leave them to it. So that's all coming up the same. And then it's all got to come down to Walkabout Bar, 9 p.m. this Sunday, Super Bowl Sunday, for prizes, quiz, beers, drinks, and hopefully a good laugh and a really competitive game. And I hope everybody is able to kind of come along and join us. Feel free to reach out to chat to us. As I say, we've got this online competition starting tomorrow. With our partners at Oddballs. They're crying pair of pants. I've got the Patriots ones, which Andy comes along to Walkabout will see me. I'll be great.
FYI, these are clean and never been worn.
I was wondering what that was.
Nice, nice. Oof. Our female viewers just trickled right there and then. That's what I'm saying. The mental images, that was enough for them. No, so come on there. So we've got all that going on. Said loads of good stuff all happening. I'm sure there's more stuff of me. I don't know. Just heads up. Follow the crew and all the other social media things. They really look forward to talking to you all very soon. Kat, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on. I hope it's not been too traumatic, right? I hope you're
I was shaking myself.
Oh no, not at all. This is easy. You talk about the things you love. What's not you like about it? It's easy done. You were absolutely tremendous. So thanks very much for joining us.
Thanks.
Scudbook. Oh no, trust me, it was our pleasure. Scudbook, always a pleasure with you, buddy.
As always, mate. Thanks for both of you for having me on or speaking to me.
Yep, no, and I'll catch you on Sunday, as I say, when we're there at Walkabout Bar. Hopefully celebrating the 7th ring and another banner to go up at Foxborough Stadium. Right, thanks very much for joining us on this Irn-Cru podcast. Thanks very much.
Bye.